This video will demonstrate key installation steps for Napoleon's Tall Bay Luxuria gas fireplace. To begin, you will need to calculate the vent rise and run. The desired location must allow for acceptable vent run lengths and clearances and align with local building codes. Refer to the charts and diagrams within the installation manual for details. The Tall Bay Luxuria utilizes Napoleon's dynamic heat control system, but is also suitable for use with the ducted heat management system. Both of these systems will affect the design of the enclosure, so the installation manual and heat management system leaflets will need to be referenced when designing the enclosure. Upon receiving the appliance, the box on the right side will need to be removed. This contains the lifting handles, manual baggie, and other components required for the installation. Next, the surrounding wood will need to be removed, along with the screws on the back. This will free the crate behind the appliance containing the outer glass panels. Once complete, the plastic packaging can then be removed from the fireplace. Now locate the lifting handles, which will need to be installed onto each side of the appliance. Before doing this, you must first remove the appliance from the brackets which are securing it to the skid, located on both sides. Once these brackets are removed and discarded, remove the pre-installed vertically aligned bolts from each end and keep track of them, as they will need to be used to secure the lifting handles to each side of the appliance. Now, with the help of another individual, carefully lift the appliance off of the skid and move it into location. Once in place, the handles can be removed, and the standoffs on either side of the appliance's top panel will need to be bent upward. This is in place to ensure the 7.5-inch clearance from the top of the appliance to the side framing is maintained, and offers a locator for the ledger board along the back of the enclosure if it is designed for a flush installation. An optional corner kit is made available to cover up one or both of the sides to convert the appliance from a 3-sided to a 2-sided or single-sided configuration. It's important to plan the configuration during the enclosure design process to ensure the framing is correctly constructed. To install the corner kit, identify the side that will be covered and ensure the outer glass, view deflector, and side grate within the lower packaging are freed from the appliance and removed. The front glass must be removed and placed in a safe location when converting the appliance configuration to prevent damage. Now insert the corner kit with the tapered end facing the front of the fireplace. Ensure the flanges are around the outside of the opening and secure it to the appliance's outer shell using the supplied hardware. It's important to know that the enclosure must be constructed around the appliance, so it must be placed in its final location. When framing, the inner glass can be left in place, and the outer glass should be left in its packaging in a safe location to prevent damage. For installations using flush framing in a DHC open enclosure air outlet opening, the dimensions for the enclosure are shown here. It's important to note that the bay linear is not load-bearing and must not be framed accordingly. Ensure the framing is built to the correct depth, as this is crucial to ensure the finishing material is flush to the outside of the appliance and the framed enclosure. The standoffs ensure the 7.5-inch clearance from the top of the appliance to the side framing and easily host the ledger board. Block studs are required where framing does not meet cripple studs to provide adequate support to the framing. Optional non-combustible reinforcements are available with the fireplace to assist with ensuring the framing members along the sides and top are square. It is suggested to use these in all enclosure designs to ensure the framing holds square when in position. Always double-check the dimensions of a flush enclosure to ensure it can be finished correctly. For installations using overhang framing and a DHC open enclosure air outlet opening, the dimensions for the enclosure are shown here. These dimensions are assuming a 1/2-inch finishing material will be applied to the framing to meet the flanges around the glass. If a thicker finishing material will be used, the dimensions shown may need to be modified to ensure the correct enclosure depth. It's important to note that the bay linear is not load-bearing and must not be framed accordingly. Ensure to double-check the thickness of the finishing material before framing to ensure the desired overhang depth is achieved once the enclosure is finished. The standoffs on the top of the appliance should always be positioned upright to ensure a 7.5-inch clearance from the top of the appliance. Block studs are required where framing does not meet cripple studs to provide adequate support to the framing. Optional non-combustible reinforcements are available with the fireplace to assist with ensuring the framing members along the sides and top are square. It is suggested to use these in all enclosure designs to ensure the framing holds square when in position. Ensure the framing is designed to allow for the finishing material to meet but not surpass the flanges around the fireplace opening. Combustible finishing material which is tight to the upper frame around the finishing flange must not project more than 12 inches from the front of the appliance. Should a deeper combustible overhang be desired, the protrusion must be raised above the glass opening. See the installation manual for details. If installing a hearth in front of the fireplace, it can project up to a maximum of 36 inches from the front of the appliance. To install the woodland media kit and luminous logs into the Tall Bay Luxuria, the steps are the same as Napoleon's tall linear vector. See the links in the description for videos on how to install these media kits. To install the inner glass, turn your attention to the fireplace opening behind the outer shell to locate the retainers and thumb screws on the sides in front of the fireplace. Starting with each side panel, ensure the thumb screws are loosened and the retainers are slid up and over into the bottom notch. Using the suction cups provided, carefully insert the gasketed glass into the brackets below the viewing area, then press it into place, ensuring the gasket is fully seated along the bottom and rear of the viewing area. Hold the glass in place while sliding the retainers out of the notch and lower them over the gasket along the top of the glass before securing them with the thumb screws. Ensure not to over-tighten the screws as this may damage the glass. This process can be repeated for the opposite side glass panel, followed by the front inner glass panel. When installing the front, visually check the seals along the outer edges of the glass. The gaskets here should be tight and have no openings where the sides and front glass meet. Once the top brackets are installed using the same method as the sides, the 3 access grates on the front and sides can be installed between the inner glass and front glass brackets. The outer glass crate can then be opened. Each panel hosts stickers which should be facing outward when placed in the appliance. Use the suction cups to carefully insert the outer glass up into the top retainers behind the outer shell. Ensure the top is between the flanges, then gently rest the glass on the bottom retainer. Once both sides are installed, repeat the process for the front glass, then insert the 3 view deflectors, resting them into the flanges to create a clean look around the fireplace opening. When finishing the bay linear, it's important to know that no fasteners should penetrate more than 3/4 of an inch on the sides and above the appliance glass, and no fasteners can be used to secure finishing material to the lower section. When securing non-combustibles, it's suggested to use high-temperature construction adhesive within 2 inches above and to the sides of the appliance opening and 8 inches below the appliance opening. An optional ledge kit is available to create a clean edge between the appliance and the outer edge of the finishing material in an overhang installation. The ledge kit is 4 inches deep and can only be used with a 4-inch overhang, making it suitable for standard framing and finishing materials. To affix the ledge kit to the overhang, use a high-temperature adhesive on the back of the ledges and press the ledge kit into place. This can be adhered to the wood or finishing material as long as it meets the height of the flanges around the viewing area. Ensure the correct operations have been taken for the initial lighting of the appliance and allow the fireplace to burn for a minimum of 15 minutes before deciding if the air shutter needs to be adjusted. It is important to verify that the air shutter is open the correct amount to prevent either flame lifting or carboning in the firebox. To access the air shutter, remove the front glass, view deflector, and access grate. From here, you will be able to locate the air shutter rod at the front center of the fireplace. This rod can be pushed in to close the air shutter or pulled outward to open the air shutter. Small adjustments on the shutter can have a drastic effect on the flame appearance, so it is recommended to adjust the shutter in 1/8 increments until the desired effect is achieved. Once correct operation is confirmed, reassemble the appliance, then fill out your commissioning information and the checklist provided in the manual before leaving the Tall Bay Luxuria with your customer.